Drama City Productions presents.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Johnny Paycheck coming at you from the dirty Duval. It's a great day here in the Sunshine State, so I want to jump on and tell you to quit wasting time going to smoke shops and jiffy stores to get your smoking materials. Enjoy your day and have that shit sent right to your house. Keep it simple, stoner. Stop spending all your De Niro, Scratch, Skrilla, whatever you call it, on all that shit too, and go to dollarblazeclub.com and use promo code CWPR25 and get 25% off. That's the highest discount you'll see anywhere. And if there's one thing the Red knows, it's how high. Timbo!
What's up, party people? This is Conversations with Paycheck and Red.
An inappropriate comedy podcast.
Have you ever taken a photo of your own butthole?
Do you enjoy the smell of hot dog water?
Do you have random conversations about dildos?
Well, this is the podcast for you.
Just two good old boys who have no holds barred conversation.
All while laughing inappropriately.
Yep, that's right, listeners. Paycheck and Red have gotten themselves into another inappropriate conversation.
Three, two. Everybody line up and pull your dick out.
You need to put that moonshine down, brother.
I don't know what. All right, here we go. 3, 2. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. I'm Johnny Paycheck, and as always, I'm with my best friend Red.
What's up, party people? This episode is brought to you by Drama City Productions, the home of Conversations with Paycheck and Red. Shoot on over there to dramacityproductions.com and check out the other podcasts that the network has to offer, like Small Town Mentality, the Po Boys podcast, and the newly added What the Doc, formerly known as Sack 'em Up Sundays.
I was getting ready to say, and don't forget Sack 'em Up Sundays.
Yeah.
But it's two different podcasts, or
No, he dissolved one and created another.
nice. That's necessary sometimes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta just scratch it and start fresh. You know what I'm saying?
Scratch it and rehash it, man.
Yeah, that's what I love.
That's what I say.
Yeah, that's what I love about doing podcasts is that, you know, we have a little schedule that we follow for the most part, but we
ain't done this in 2 weeks.
you know, but we have, I work, okay? I got a lot of shit going on. My dog died, okay? I got stuck in traffic all day today. You know, times is tough these days.
It's hard out here for a pimp, man.
It is, trying to turn a dollar into, oh, wait.
You're supposed to say when you're trying to get the money for the rent. I mean, come on, work with me here.
Yeah. So what's up with you? How's life?
Same old shit, man. Working in softball, that's about it.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is. Work kind of sucks, you know. Not really a whole lot going on right now, so I've been at the same couple places for a while, you know. The whole monotony on the job site thing. I mean, it's good. Nothing wrong with work. It's just, you know, stuck at the same couple jobs for the last few weeks, and it's a little monotonous, but it's all good.
I remember that about construction. When I was an electrician and I'd wire houses, I'd hire a couple of, people to help me out. But after wiring a house, so I'm there for about 2 days, depending on the square footage. And then it's on to the next house to do the same thing. Maybe a little bigger, maybe a little smaller, and then on to the next house, and then on to the next house. Before too long, you get in this stagnant, funk, you know what I mean, and just it drains you sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess that's why people take vacations.
Yeah, the whole soak, rinse, repeat theory. Same thing over and over again.
Well, I'm excited about this episode, man. Why don't you tell everybody what it's about?
What the episode about, or what we're calling it?
Well, start off with what we're calling it.
We're calling it Trap House Etiquette. The
That's
do's
right.
and don'ts, the do's and don'ts, the ins and outs,
The ups and downs,
the ups and downs, the insides and outs.
backwards and the forwards.
Yeah, of to how to carry yourself in the trap house. How to hood hike with pride and safely,
Respectfully.
respectfully.
So yeah, it's going down, Trap House Etiquette. But I do want to preface this with saying that most of the things that Red and I are going to talk about do transfer over into the correctional facilities, your everyday, hood projects, even in the trailer park, right?
Not the old dreaded trailer park.
Well, I mean, I've never personally lived in a trailer park, but I mean, I've visited a lot of people in.
And you call yourself a Southerner and you never lived in a trailer park.
I've lived in a trailer, but we was true Southerners. We had some land. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So, all right. So, Trap House Etiquette. For those that don't know, there is etiquette when entering or hanging out at a trap house, in the hood, in the county jail, in the Department of Corrections.
At the weed spot.
Weed spot, and look, I know some of you are thinking, oh my God, I just don't associate myself with those kinds of people. So I don't go to those kinds of places. But what happens is that one of your friends, they do. Okay, and y'all just out going shopping, maybe going out to Starbucks to get you a fracamacca latte, or whatever it is that they have there. And all of a sudden, you're making a detour, and before you know it, you find yourself in the middle of the projects, while your friend's over there banging on man's door to get her a little gram.
Man?
Yeah, I mean, I knew a man, so I went with that one.
Okay.
Peanut, man. See, when you're in the hood, or, in the projects or whatever, you never call your wee man by his name. He always had a nickname. Man, Peanut, what's some other ones?
Little tink.
Yeah. I'm saying they all had I knew a Heavy. I knew a, damn, it's slipping me now, and I had a whole bunch of them riding in the truck the other day. But anyway, yeah, before you know it, you find yourself in a situation that you don't know anything about. So Red and I are here to school you. Red, you've hung out with some folks from the hood, right?
Yeah, I've walked the streets with a few degenerates in my life.
So what would you say? Where's a good starting point in your mind, in your opinion? When we're talking about hood etiquette or street etiquette or trap house etiquette.
Well, as far as like how to act or whatever, I mean, the first thing I think of is respect the culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as walking the street, in the hood, hanging out at the house, stopping by the weed spot, you have to respect that culture because there's a culture to that. There's a way that business is handled. So you have to act accordingly. Or you could get your ass whipped or shot if you don't act right.
Yeah, and that's why a lot of people question, why doesn't anybody say anything? They knew who killed Pookie down the block. You know what I'm saying? So people get upset. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out here that just watch somebody get murdered and nobody's coming, to snitch. You know what I mean? That's because that's part of trap house etiquette. You keep your mouth closed. You ain't seen nothing. You ain't heard nothing. My name's Bennett. I ain't in it. Okay? My name's Paul, and that's on y'all. All right? That's how I get down. So, the culture. You're right, and I think that's why what we're talking about transfers into all the things that we mentioned before, because all those things that we mentioned before are wrapped up in what you call a culture,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
All right. So rule number one: if you're going to a trap house, or you're going with somebody to a trap house, or the hood, we're gonna say trap house because that's the name. But while we're having this conversation, just keep in mind that this transfers into all the other ones as well.
So when we say trap house, that is the universal word we're using for the weed man,
The dope house.
the dope house, the correctional facility, whatever. So the trap house, the weed man, the jailhouse, the correctional institution, whatever. So rule number one.
Rule number one: never pull up to a trap house with your headlights on. Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. People don't. Normally when the lights flash through the window and everybody sees it up on the wall and shit, you know what I'm saying? Immediately everybody's looking outside or who's outside, you know what I mean? You don't want that kind of stress, before you even make contact, you know what I mean? Because, right, right? So imagine they sitting in the trap house, they rolling blunts, watching TV or whatever, playing video games, you know what I mean? Maybe got the music going, maybe got some old chicken heads in there, you know what I mean?
And
then
you pull up in there with the headlights all shining in the windows.
yeah.
Yeah.
So rule number one: kill your lights before you pull into the trap house.
Mm-hmm. Rule number two.
Well, real quick with rule number one, dude, I had a truck that it had the photo cell on the dash, so they came on by themselves. You know what I mean? I ain't had nothing to do with that. I'm like, my bad, my bad.
You can turn those off though. Just
Yeah, well, I'm like, you have to know how to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
of course.
yeah. So when you start off in some old bullshit truck back in the day, you know what I mean, and then technology changes, you're like, damn, they come on by themselves. Yeah, and that's all I knew.
Had to put your ball cap over the sensor on the dash so the headlights don't come on.
Yeah, dude, I pulled into a drive-in theater, and there's signs everywhere. Headlights off, turn headlights off, turn headlights off. Dude, I'm damn driving through that motherfucker, lights are blaring. All right, rule number two: if you are going to the trap house, never bring anybody with you.
Yeah. If there's a third party involved and he needs you to be the middleman, he can ride with you. But he stays in the car.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even recommend that. If at all possible, go by yourself. Just because that's a conversation, that's an unnecessary conversation. You know what I mean? It's unnecessary stress. See, some of these cats that hang out in trap houses who you're going to see, some of these people in county jail when you first walk into it and you see these people eyeballing you, you know what I mean? These people they live a stressful lifestyle. Always looking over their shoulders, always thinking somebody's trying to beat them. When I say beat them, I mean like get over on them.
Get over on them, yeah.
Yeah. So, the less stress, the less conversation about unnecessary shit, the better.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a buddy and he calls you and say, "Hey man, can you get anything?" and you say, "Yeah, man, I'll stop by and see you." You just go get it yourself, take it to him.
Yeah.
But if y'all hanging out and he say, "Hey man, you know where to get anything?" I believe it's acceptable for him to ride with. He just can't go inside.
Yeah, I think there's been times where that I've done that, but whether if it's through text or a conversation, hey, I got my homeboy with me. Is that cool?
Right.
That way he don't.
No surprises.
Right. He knows there's somebody in there. He ain't got that. Because if you show up over there and he don't know, he's gonna be asking all kind of questions.
Yeah, because you show up, hey man, and sit right here. I'll be right back. Right. And you go inside. You do your little, traditional. What's up, man? How you doing? Hang out for a second, and all of a sudden you hear. The man goes, answers the door. Hey man, y'all got a bathroom in there?
Yup.
Nah, man, take your ass back to the car.
But that's also the same way in lockup. If somebody invites you into their cell, you don't run and grab your homeboy, and yo, come with me.
Right. Yeah.
All right, what you got for number 3?
Rule number 3, trap house etiquette. Never approach the door with money in your hand.
Yeah, that's a big no-no. And don't leave with the merchandise all out.
Yeah, but I was putting a little slash there, and I was going to continue that, but you beat me to it. Good job.
I interrupted you. My bad, man. That was rude of me.
No,
Talk
no,
about that.
no, go ahead. It was like a two-parter. You know what I'm saying? It's all good.
Yeah, because if that house is being watched, or they have a nosy neighbor across the street, again, that's added unnecessary stress. Somebody's looking out. A family might be next door. You know what I mean?
Kids in the yard playing or something.
Yeah, and you're walking up there with money in your hand. That's a sign. That's a dope house.
A sure sign you're getting ready to purchase something.
I'm fairly certain that if they have neighbors and they're selling dope in that house, that they know that there's dope being sold in that house.
I mean, if we're talking about your traditional trap house, yeah, probably.
I watched a documentary where a police department bought a rundown house in the hood and turned it and sold it to people who they knew what they were going to use it for, but they rigged it with cameras and mics before everybody moved in. So they had like months and months and months. I think it was like 6 months maybe of trap house behavior. You know what I'm saying?
That's entrapment, man.
Huh?
That's entrapment.
Yeah, I don't even want to get started on that because I'm a conspiracy theorist, and am I being detained?
Don't tase me, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's entrapment, dude. I don't think that's legal. The only way that would be legal is if they said, "Hey, you're buying a house from the cops, and that motherfucker's bug. Move in if you want to."
Yeah. That matter of fact, they made a comment that they can only turn the cameras and mics on when there's illegal activity being done.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought, how would you know that there's illegal activity being done?
Well, I mean,
What if somebody walks up to the door with money in their hand, with their headlights on, and he brought his buddy?
Yeah. Hey, Pinky, you in there? Hey, man, let me get a dub sack right there real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, the traffic for one is going to tell you there's something going on in there. Now, you ain't got to see, Mr. Drug Buyer don't have to go in there with bells on and know that it's a fucking trap house. You know what I'm saying? Like the traffic, the hangouts around it. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, that's a good way into number 4. Is when you go to a trap house, you go to the hood, you go to somebody else's cell, you got to hang out for a little bit.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you can't just go in there, get it, and leave. No, that's absolutely not.
Because that's what it looks like to the outside looking in. People going in buying dope and then leaving.
Yep.
So there is no, that's my kinfolk, or what I mean. Nah, kinfolk hang out.
Yeah, back in the day, I think, man, I stay at the Wee Man's house for 30, 45 minutes sometimes.
Yeah. Would you smoke with them?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was real close friends with one of them, and I would always burn one out of my bag as soon as he give it to me.
How did y'all burn it back in the day?
In a paper, man.
That's your style. That's what you're into.
Yeah, that's my way of breaking bread is with a paper.
Yeah.
There's a connection there when you're passing a joint, man. Well, I mean, you pass a bowl or a bong, it's the same way, but there's just a closer connection to passing the joint.
Yeah, plus there's history with that.
Yeah. And what you would call old school, I guess.
All right. Do you have another one?
Do you?
Of course.
Well, let's hear it.
Don't go to number 5. That's where we're at, right? No, we just did number 4, didn't we?
Number 3 was don't go approach the door with money in your hand. That was it.
Okay. So then number 4. Yep, you're right. Number 4. Hold on.
Number 4.
Hold on. Right.
Do, 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 do.
All right. Number 4. Trap house etiquette. Never bring your old lady to the trap house with you.
Well, that kind of falls in line with the third party rule, right?
Yeah, but I mean, people would
Is there a
think,
different instance, a different rule for your old lady?
yeah, dude, because you know, in a trap house or the hood or whatever, there's gonna be some cat calling, and there's gonna be some, flirting, and
Yeah, good call. Good call.
that's a good way to get yourself in a little situation.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, not just you, but your old lady.
Yeah, but can you apply that same rule to a
Yeah.
prison a prison scenario?
No, probably not. But 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You know what I mean? So we're in.
I mean, you could have an old lady, but his name might be Troy or something.
No, they always change it to a girl's name. It'd be like Troylene or something like that.
Troy Lean.
Yeah, that's all I can come up with.
Hmm.
All right, number 5. Never pull into a trap house with your music thumping like that. Don't come in there thumping
Like what?
like that. Don't come in here like that, motherfuckers.
I'll never pull up to the trap house with your music blaring like that. Like what?
Yeah. No, when they walk in, that's what you tell them. Hey, don't be pulling in here blaring your damn music like that.
That's it, man. That's it. Yeah, that just draws attention. Unnecessary attention and stress, just like you mentioned earlier.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with rule number 6, and this might apply to one said before, but this is always something that I, never did. Don't pull up at the trap house and honk your horn.
No.
Expect somebody to come out that motherfucker.
Oh shit. Yeah, that's a big no-no.
Yeah, don't do that. No unnecessary noise. Let's just put it that way.
Number 7. Don't bang on the door like you the police.
Yeah, you need to be quiet.
Yeah.
Quiet knock on that motherfucker.
I'd even throw a little as I'm walking up, as I'm walking up. You know what I mean? They might have a window open or something.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like password at the door, but it was like a unwritten password.
Yeah. All right. Number 8. Don't be trying to eat shit at the trap house. Don't bring food to the trap house. Don't eat nothing that they got in that trap house. No eating in the trap house. No,
if you're gonna stop by McDonald's on the way to the trap house, eat that motherfucker on the way there.
Yeah, that's coming in strong, son. On a number 8.
Don't walk up in there and, yo, what's up, Peanut? Chewing on a hamburger or something. Because if you didn't bring enough for everybody, then you need to leave that motherfucker in the car.
Yeah.
And if Peanut's got a box of Cheez-Its on the coffee table, they off limits.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be asking. Can I get me a handful of them damn Cheez-Its?
Yeah. No, you shouldn't do that.
All right. Coming in at number 9. Don't be going there and asking them for fronts. All right, listen. It's gonna be embarrassing. Number 1, you going in there and asking.
I knew this one was coming. I was waiting.
Don't be going there and asking him for something that you can't pay for while he's in there with all his friends. You know what I mean? Because listen, it is not going to be a private conversation. You ain't gonna be able to ask him to come. Hey man, meet me, come outside real quick. Let me talk to you, or let me. Hey, can we go back to the bedroom or whatever? Let me talk to you. There's no kind of can I talk to you that you can say. You know what I mean? You in the living room with everybody.
Yep.
So of course he gonna Oh man, you call me for that? You know what I mean?
You're gonna put him on the spot. Be like,
You know.
uh-uh.
So now he wants to do it because you're a good customer, you're good people, you're a good friend or whatever. But he's around his boys, and if he fronts you, when you leave, they're gonna clown him.
Yeah. Soft ass motherfucker.
There's no fronts, okay? Pay for your shit. If you want to partake in extracurricular activities, then you got to pay for that shit.
Yep. Yep.
Listen, this is just etiquette, okay? We're just trying to save y'all from some heartache and some grief. That's all. We don't know everything. You can imagine Red's not sitting over there in a trap house right now, nor am I. You know what I mean? But we just ask that you take this little bit of information with you and throw it in your back pocket and pull it out when you need it.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, if you're listening to us, you've been to a trap house.
Yeah. All right, Red, you was writing them down. Count them down real quick, 1 through 9.
I was not writing them down. You were. You count them down 1 through 9.
Oh.
Or 9 to 1 or 10 to 2.
We'll just do the last ones for now. Banging on the door, no food, no fronts.
Right.
What you got for number 10?
Well, I thought about it. And the one that sticks out in my mind the most, I think, since we've been talking about it, we've already named 9 already. You don't ever, under no circumstances.
Wait a minute. I think that's a double negative. I don't think you can use that. I don't think you can use those 2 words in conjunction.
Don't never?
Yeah, I don't think don't never. I'm going to have to ask you to rephrase that.
Okay. Do not ever.
I still don't think that's the correct. I think the word, never.
Ever.
Yeah.
Question
There you
the
go.
weight of your bag
Yeah.
or
The price.
man, come on now. Man, damn. No, you don't do that. Or man, damn, that looks a little light, dog. No, don't ever do that. That will get your ass shot.
Mm-hmm. I remember one time we was having a party at my house, and all my brothers were there, and all our friends were there, and some chicks was there, and I didn't have a vehicle at the time. I think we stole my mom's her Chevette, and one of my friends had a license, so he drove. So we went to go pick up some green, and I went to go pick up this girl. So we picked up the girl first, and then, I was trying to floss in front of her a little bit, So, we went to the trap house. Now, I did bring my old lady with me, and I did bring somebody else with me.
Man, you broke like 3-4 rules already.
Yeah, but look, this was a friend of mine, you know what I mean? So I let him know what the deal was. So I go in there, and I get 2 bags, I think, two half ounces, I think. And of course, I'm with old girls, so we start rolling like 3-4 blunts. I was showing out. How gangster I am, girl. We fixing to smoke 4 blunts to the head. So I got back with everybody else's bag. Like I didn't even pay for none of that shit. Come back with their bags, 2 dub sacks. I was supposed to come back with 2 half ounces, which, would be an ounce total. And ended up coming back with 2 dub sacks, 2 little 20 bags. Dude, they was hot. One of them was my brother. He was like, "That's fucked up, man."
Would you tell him that he didn't have enough, or?
I was like, this is what dude gave me, man. You know what I mean? I don't shake the bag out and look at it. Oh man, what is this, man?
Well, where's the rest of my money at then?
No, those were 2 half ounces. That's a little ass half ounce. Yeah, apparently that's what his half ounces look like. So don't go back to him, man.
Yeah, you be rolling them salt and pepper joints.
Yeah.
A couple crumbs across the paper.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. I was dumb, you know what I mean? That was one of them dumb things I did.
Yeah. You get what he gives you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Unless Now, there are gray areas and loopholes in this. If you're buying extracurricular activities from a friend, a good friend of yours, it's all right to rib them every now and then.
Yeah.
But if you go into, you know, a trap house, you don't question the weight or the price.
That's it. So number 11, don't be talking all over the phone while you there. If you call there, after you leave there, you know what I'm saying? Don't be like, hey man, can I get a 20 bag of marijuana? You know what I mean? And some cocaine. You know what I mean? Don't be all open and talkish on the phone or
Yeah, let me get that 4 for 4.
yeah, you gotta become familiar with the slang. That way, you know, like it. But what's weird is I knew one dude. He was like, I called him. It was my first time fucking with him. Another one of my buddies hooked me up with him, and when I called him after he knew who I was, you know what I'm saying? Because I hadn't fucked with him. This is my first time fucking with him, and he was like, I'm not gonna say his name, of course, but did so and so he didn't tell you to text me? And I was like, nah, he didn't tell me to text you. He was like, yeah, man, if you don't mind, you know, text me next time. And immediately I thought, nigga, I ain't trying to have no paper trail. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you taking screenshots of, you know, hey, me buying drugs from you.
Yep, got that one.
Yeah,
Got that one.
just text me. Yeah. So here's a few words that will allow you to use if you ever find yourself in,
A trap house situation.
yeah. So, you know, drugs, you know, you're looking for something to get your mind right. You know what I mean? Saying you're looking for that green, you know what I'm saying? You're looking for that flour, looking for that cabbage. You know what I'm saying? What's some more? Some of that blow.
I always say something for the head.
Yeah. Yeah, but what? You know what I'm saying? This dude might be involved in a few things.
Well, if they know me and they know when I say I need something for the head, they know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but what if it's a Friday night and you're horny? Then what do you do? Then what do you get?
I get a bag of pot and a Viagra.
Now you get a bag of pot and some cocaine.
Yeah, I ain't trying to have cocaine dick, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't perform well on cocaine. I don't perform well on cocaine.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah, I always just, you got anything for the head? I call it bud. I call it, I'm old school, man. I've called it grass. Yeah.
But you have to say things like huh?
I've called it produce.
Yeah, produce.
You know,
Some of that one hitter quitter. Some of that killer manila.
that ain't something you would say over the phone because
Some of that dank dank.
ATF's gonna pick up on that immediately.
You get some of that sticky icky icky. I have never called it, nor have I ever heard it called sticky icky icky.
You've heard it called that, but you've never called it that.
The only person I know is Snoop Dogg that says sticky icky icky. I've heard some of that sticky. Usually, the best thing to do is, yo, you at the house?
There you go.
I'm gonna come by real quick. Is that cool? That's your best bet.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then when you get there, like Red said, if they know you, or they know the person that sent you, or however the situation works out, they gonna know what you're there for. So they'll talk to you, they'll ask you questions. But see, here's the crazy thing about when you get to my age. So I've been in that game for 40 years, and it changes. So back in the day, it was a dime bag. No, you can get a nick. You can get you a dime bag. You can get you a little 20 sack, little dub. Get you a little quarter. Get you a half ounce. Right?
Yeah, ounce.
An ounce. So now times have changed, and now they
You gotta know fractions.
yeah, like they break it down, you know, like a 16th.
Yeah, I ain't never walked in the house and asked for a 32nd, though. You?
No, but I have a 16th.
Yeah, me too. 32nd, I think, would probably be like a skimpy joint or something, maybe. Let me get a 32nd right there.
But see, I had quit smoking for a long time, so when I did start smoking back, it was at this particular time period. Like I'm in the I don't smoke period of my life right now, but um I was actually surprised at how much you could get, how much a 16th was. You know what I mean? I expected like a little pin joint like you were talking about. But it's I got a little more than I thought I would get. You don't realize what a 16th looks like.
Well, an eighth is a half a quarter, and a 16th is half of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but again, I grew up looking at little nicks, dime bags.
Hello.
Yeah. So when they were talking about 16ths, I was like, well, damn, what's that look like? Because back
is that a pop corner? What is that? Is that a 16th?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's another thing about trap house etiquette and shit is knowing that kind of stuff. Like I knew a dude that would weigh out a dime bag with his 2 fingers. You know what I'm saying? If he can get his 2 finger, if it covers his 2 fingers,
yeah,
that's a good dime bag.
Yeah.
The corners of the bag that like Ray was talking about, I've seen guys weigh it out like that.
Yep.
But I think shit got real these days. I know people that they'll bust out the damn digitals quick, and down to the money.
Yeah, digital seems to be the measuring utensil of choice. Back in the day, it was on envelope scales.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, dude, I love those things. That was yeah. I was a boss back then when I had them.
Dude, like back then when they had the envelope scales, you could you might get lucky and get an extra gram and a half or so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You walk out of the house, you're like, damn, hell yeah, that motherfucker's fat.
Yeah.
Put it in your pocket, get in the car. But now, when you go buy a quarter, or you go buy, an 8th or a 16th or whatever, man, they over here on the scale like, no, that's too much.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They'll get that motherfucker right on the money.
But that leads me into the next one. So I think we're at what, 13?
I think this is 12. We ran kind of long on number 11.
All right. So number 12?
Yeah.
Number 12. Never pay full price at a trap house.
Elaborate.
If you go in there and you have to, it's a respect thing, it's a how you carry yourself thing, it's an attitude thing. Like Red mentioned earlier, it's a culture thing. You can't just talk the talk, you have to walk the walk. So, you always look for that better deal. Oh, man, you can't do better than that? You can't do better than that, cuz? Come on now, look out for me.
That's a no-no.
No. You don't look at the bag. You don't count your money while you're sitting at the table. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So you get the bag, you put it in your pocket, and you chit chat. Unless you do break it out, you know what I'm saying, to roll one or whatever, then that's a good opportunity to look at.
All right. 9 times out of 10. Wait a minute. 9 times out of 10. Hold on a minute.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, whenever you go to the man's house and you exchanging money for product, he ain't gonna give you your shit till you pull some money out. You've already agreed on a price.
Right, absolutely. And you always have a few bills. Wait. You always have a few bills. No, sir. No, sir. Let me school you. Let Uncle Paycheck school you real quick, cousin. So what you do is you go in there and you have your money nice and neat, folded one time in your palm with a 20 on top. You want him to see that you got money in your hand and that number one bill is a 20. Okay, that number 120 tells him things. Number one, it tells him that there's multiple bills there and there's a 20 on top. So he's here to cop something substantial. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no crackhead coming in here looking for a little.
Yeah, dude, you could be stuffing a one back there. That's
Absolutely, but
that's a
listen,
roulette game. You can't.
right? This is how you play the game. So even your closest homeboy, you listen to them throughout the years, and because they'll talk about it. Oh, this is this so and so. I get it for this much. They're trying to floss a little bit. They're trying to brag a little bit. Oh man, you see this jar right here? Like I knew a dude who had multiple mason jars, and each one of those mason jars had a different, different, it was different. You know what I'm saying? Different.
Flavor.
Well, no, not the flavor, but some people like the indica, some people like the sativa, you know what I'm saying? Some people, like that fluffy.
He was a connoisseur or some shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So depending on how much money you wanted to spend, what I mean, he could accommodate every wallet. You see what I'm saying? So I would always tell him I'm quality over quantity, but I want it at a good price. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to
This
give.
isn't Walmart. This is the fucking trap house, dude.
I know, but listen, the trap house is like the flea market.
We're not slashing prices in this motherfucker.
Yes, dude. Yeah, if you know what time it is and you know how much dude is getting a quarter pound for, he's making a lot of damn money, on bags. So now listen. Now I say this, you have to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You know what I mean? You can't just go into any trap house and say this. But I would say that it says a lot about who you are, your character, your street cred. If you go in there and you try to wheel and deal with them. Come on, man. You can do better than that, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting so-and-so for so-and-so all day long, man. I'm trying to come to you. You know what I mean? Dude, that's how you play the game, man. I have never paid full price. Maybe I might have in the beginning while I build the relationship, but I know what time it is. I know how much money they make.
Give that discount up to him. You don't you don't dictate that discount.
Yes, I do. I ain't no sucker. Look, I might be a white boy coming in this trap house, but I ain't new to this. I ain't trying to get white boy prices. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the trap house prices. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this ain't Burger King, motherfucker.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's my money, and you're providing a good. It is my decision whether to take that good or not, and it is my job to get as much for as little as possible. That's my job.
Right, but if I got something for sale and it costs this much money, you either pay that or you don't get this.
I know, but see, every dope man has wiggle room. They're gonna start. They're gonna start off by trying to make the most money that they can, but then there's gonna come a point to where they're getting down to the last little bit, or his boy's fixing to come to town, so he's got to hurry up and get as much cash as possible. So you're gonna get you a good deal, and that's how you always get.
End of the month quota, huh?
For real. You know.
I do know, but there's a line there.
Okay, let's do this. Have you ever had two people at one time that you cop from?
Oh yeah.
Okay, was one at any given time, was one cheaper than the other?
Yeah, sometimes.
See, so right? It's a competitive
Right, but
it's a competitive market out here.
yeah, but what I'm saying is it was the A team and the B team. If it was the weekend, I'm getting ready to go out with my boys and shit, I was going to get the A team product. Right? But if it's through the week, I ain't got nothing to smoke, need something real quick, you go to the B team.
See, I go to the A team and request B team prices.
Yeah, see, you trying to lowball somebody, man.
No, dude, he's making money.
Yeah, but you leave that. You leave the discounting up to him. You don't dictate the discount.
Yeah, I kind of do. I'm the customer. The customer's always right. If you want my business, you know what I'm saying? See.
I mean, unless y'all like that. You know what I'm saying? In there and it's yeah, dude. No, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that rule at all.
All right, hear me out. So at some point of you dealing with this particular individual, y'all are sitting down breaking bread, right?
Yep.
All right, while y'all kicking it, y'all high now. So you know how it is. Sometimes the mind drifts and you get into some deep shit, right?
Yep.
So that's your opportunity to explain to him that, yo, I'm consistent. I'm gonna be over here once a week. So, this is a business,
I'm not signing contracts with this motherfucker. I'm just buying some weed, man.
no, but hear me out. You explained to him that you're here to get the discount. You're here to get the low on the low. Here's why. Because my shit's consistent. I got a job. I'm making money. You know what I'm saying? I'm a family man. I'm coming to you once a week for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? As long as your shit is, as long as you stay correct, I'll be over here once a week for the rest of my life. So think about that business decision. You want to ship me on $10 every time I come over here, or do you want to eat that $10 and make millions of dollars until I die?
Millions of dollars.
Think about
Yeah, I see. There's a line there, dude. I mean, I kind of agree with you, but then on a totally different side, there's a line there.
they'll respect you more if you tell them that I'm here for a lower price than that. But I'll come to you if meet me halfway, and it's a lock, and I'll show them.
Now I have been in situations to where, is it cool if I stop by? Man, I'm getting ready to leave the house. That's what I do. I can be there in like 5 minutes. I mean, if you want to come get it, it's 40 or it's 35. If I got to bring it to you, it's gonna be 40. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, that's why I say there's a line there. That doesn't happen all the time. That's certain circumstances.
Yeah, see, I would never pay 40. Never. That's market price.
You don't even know what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, I do.
I could be talking about mushrooms. I could be talking about hits of acid. I could be talking about two little
Two pillows.
yeah, 2 pillows. I could be talking about anything, man.
Let's see, that's another thing about trap house etiquette is the people inside that trap house etiquette, they have to know that same etiquette. Red keeps talking about pillows, and what he's talking about is those little jewelry bags. The little they're not Ziploc, but what are they?
Yeah, I guess you would call them Ziploc. It's the same concept, I guess.
But
I mean, there's no blue and yellow makes green shit or nothing, but.
Well, wait a minute. There is.
No.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. You just master things together.
Right. You just gotta figure it out.
Yeah. So never accept one of those unless the very tip
you
top.
lay your head on it and take a nap.
No. Yeah, and he had to melt the top together in order to seal it. Yeah, that thing's got to be slap full.
Yeah. For $10.
Yeah.
If you can put it in your wallet and close your wallet up and sit on it for a couple hours and you can't see it still,
yeah.
that ain't enough.
No.
That is definitely not enough.
Well, there you have it, folks. That'll get you by in a pinch. We don't want to give out all the information. Some of the information that Red and I have accumulated through the years, it's not something that you just want to give away on a podcast. You know what I mean? We don't need U.S. Marshals at the fucking banging on the fucking door.
Yeah, these are little tidbits of wisdom, little tidbits of secret information. If you find yourself in a trap house situation, refer back to this episode.
Now it won't. No, that will not work. What? You were talking about come back to this video or whatever, but yeah, dude, I just had a complete blank moment just now.
What you do is you find the part that you want to learn about, like the slang or the 1 through 13 or 14 rules, whatever we went through, and you go, "Hey, dude, Paycheck and Red said this about this." You gotta give it to him for this price. He told me to do you down to a little bit.
Yeah,
I ain't paying $40 for it, man. Paycheck and Red said you got to give it to him for $35. We are not responsible for any of this shit.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is that all this information, there's a lot more, but that part that we gave you will keep you alive.
Yes.
Yeah,
definitely.
You'll make it in and out, no problem. Go in there, keep it short and sweet, hang out a little bit. Even if you got to hang out for 30 minutes and chit chat, don't say much. Listen. You know what I'm saying? Don't be in there talking about all the cool shit you have at the house.
Yeah, take it all in.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put out a disclaimer right now. The Paycheck and Rent is not responsible for any loss of life or injuries or hospital bills or anything like that. Or bail bondsman fees or nothing like that.
No addictions, no pawn tickets. You know what I'm saying? We are not reimbursing any pawn tickets.
No.
None of that.
We ain't paying no court costs, nothing like that.
We ain't paying no child support.
And we damn sure ain't paying your front bill. So don't even ask.
Yeah. And we're not paying your cable bill. None of that. Because if you hang out in trap houses, all those things that we just mentioned, that's gonna be the life right there. You ain't got cable, but you got the brand new Xbox and PS4 hooked up to a big ass flat screen TV in the living room, one couch, one bean bag, and one yard chair. That's what a trap house looks like. Just in case y'all ain't know. One
couch corner's got a cinder block under it.
You
are using the neighbor's Wi-Fi because he didn't have a password. Your mini blinds are all fucked up.
Yeah, you don't have curtains. You have sheets. No running water.
You may or may not have an AC unit in the window.
Yeah. But, another disclaimer. These type of building structures or whatever, they are in every hood. In a trailer park, in the projects, in the TP, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what color you are, none of that shit.
That's why I said it was cultural, man.
Yeah, we're not here talking about, one certain type of people. We're talking about a culture, a lifestyle.
Absolutely.
There it is. That's all we got time for. See ya.
Later. You've been listening to the Conversations with Paycheck and Red podcast. Check out Paycheck and Red on Facebook at Paycheck and Red, Instagram at Paycheck and Red podcast, and Twitter at Paycheck and Red. And don't forget paycheckandred.com, where you can buy merch, you can subscribe to the podcast, and you can listen to the podcast.
Drama City Productions.
It's a podcast network that brings you several genres of podcasts: movie reviews, true crime, comedy, interviews, and much more. Visit DramaCityProductions.com to find all the amazing shows today. Find Drama City Productions on Twitter and Instagram at DCP Network. And stay in touch with the network and all the podcasts available. DramaCityProductions.com, where podcasting lives.